Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to give you a summary about chapter 6 until 6.5. So, let's start. In this chapter, which is entitled Network Layer. In 6.1, Network Layer Protocols. In 6.1, explain how network layer protocols and services support communications across data networks. Describe the purpose of the network layer in the data communication. Explain why the IPv4 protocol requires other layers to provide reliability. 6.2. The routing. The routing pala. Explain how routers enable end-to-end connectivity in a small to medium-sized business network. Explain how network devices use routing tables to direct packets to a destination network. 6.3. Routers. Explain how devices route traffic in a small to medium-sized business network. Describe the common components and interface of a router. The 6.4, configuring a Cisco router. Configure a router with basic configurations. Configure initial settings on a Cisco iOS router. Configure two active interfaces on a Cisco iOS router. Configure devices to use the default gateway. 6.1. The Network Layer Protocols. The Network Layer. The network layer, which resides at OSI Layer 3, provides services that allow end devices to exchange data across a network. The network layer uses four processes in order to provide end-to-end transport: addressing of end devices, encapsulation, routing, and de-encapsulation. We can see that there is the exchange of data. Okay. The network layer protocols forward transport layer PD used between hosts. Network layer protocols. There are several network layer protocols in existence. However, the most commonly implemented are Internet Protocol version 4, or we can call that IPv4, Internet Protocol version 6, which is IPv6. Note that the legacy network layer protocols are not discussed in this course. Encapsulating IP. At the network layer, IP encapsulates the transport layer segment by adding an IP header for the purpose of delivery to the destination host. The IP header stays the same from the source to the destination host. The process of encapsulating data layer by layer enables the services at different layers to scale without affecting other layers. Routers implement different network layer protocols concurrently over a network and use the network layer packet header for routing. Characteristic of IP. IP was designed as a protocol with low overhead. It provides only the functions required to deliver a packet from the source to a destination. An IP packet is sent to the destination without prior establishment of a connection. IP was not designed to track and manage the flow of packets. These functions, if required, are performed by other layers, primarily TCP. IP connections. IP is a connectionless protocol. No dedicated end-to-end connection is created before data is sent. Very similar process as sending someone a letter through a snail mail. Senders do not know whether or not the destination is present, reachable, or functionable before sending packets. IP best effort delivery. IP is considered unreliable because it does not guarantee that all packets that are sent will be received. Unreliable means that IP does not have the capability to manage and recover from undelivered, corrupt, or out-of-sequence packets. IP operates independently from the media that carries the data at lower layers at the protocol stack. It does not care if the media is copper cables, fiber optics, or wireless. The OSI data link layer is responsible for taking the IP packet and preparing it for transmission over the communications medium. Video demonstration. Sample IPv4 headers in Wireshark. Wireshark is a free and open source packet and network protocol analyzer that allows you to capture and browse network traffic. Introducing IPv6. In the early 90s, the IETF started looking at a replacement for IPv4, which led to IPv6. Advantages of IPv6 over IPv4 include increased address space based on 128-bit addressing versus 32-bit with IPv4, improved packet handling, fewer fields with IPv6 than IPv4, encapsulating IPv6. The IPv6 header is simpler than the IPv4 header. Advantages of IPv6 over IPv4 using the simplified header. One of these is simplified header format for efficient packet handling. In the IPv6 packet header, fields, version, traffic class, flow label, payload length, and lastly, the next header. We also have hop limit, source IPv6 address, and destination IPv6 address. As sample IPv6 headers and Wireshark. In this video, demonstration walks through an IPv6 packet capture screenshot using Wireshark. The source, destination, type of packet, and purpose of the packet are discussed. Protocol field information for this IPv6 packet are also deciphered and discussed. Let's go in the chapter 6, which is 6.2, routing. An important rule of the network layer is to direct packets between hosts. A host can send a packet to itself, local host, remote host. The source of IPv4 address and subnet is compared with the destination address and subnet mask in order to determine if the host is on the local network or remote network. Default gateway routes traffic to other networks, has a local IP address in the same address range as the other hosts on the network, can take data in and forward data out. Using the default gateway, a host routing table usually includes a default gateway address. Host routing tables. There are three sections will be displayed: the interface list, the IPv4 route table, IPv6 route table. A router's routing table contains directly connected routes, remote routes, and default route. When a router interface is configured and activated, the following two routing table entries are created automatically: C and L. Router R1 has three directly connected routes highlighted in yellow. We are going to the 6.3 routers. A router is a computer. Like computers, a router requires a CPU, an operating system, and a memory. Cisco routers are designed to meet the needs of a wide variety of business and networks, branch, WAN, and service provider. The focus of the CCNA certification is on the branch of the family of routers. Router, CPU, and OS. Like computers, Cisco routers require CPU to execute OS instructions including system initialization, routing functions, and switching functions. Router memory, volatile memory, non-volatile memory. A router uses four types of memory: RAM, ROM, and VRAM. Flash. Inside the router, there is a general hardware components: power supply, cooling fan, SD-RAM, non-volatile RAM, or which is NVRAM, CPU, heat shields, advanced integration module, or AIM. Boot set files. Cisco routers and switches load the iOS image and start a configuration file into RAM when they are booted. Router boot up process. The show version output. The show version command displays information about the version of the Cisco iOS software running on the router, as well as the version of the bootstrap program, information about the hardware configuration, and lastly, the amount of system memory. This demonstration uses a terminal emulation program to connect to the console of the Cisco 1941 router. Exploring router physical characteristic. We are going to 6.4 configure Cisco router. Cisco routers and switches have many similarities in regards to their configuration. One of these is to support a similar operating system. Similar to the configuration of a switch on the previous slide, the initial configuration should include example of this is configure the router's device name. This packet tracer activity will allow you to perform basic initial router configurations. Verify interface configuration. After configuring an interface, show IP interface brief provides you a summarized view of the interfaces. Show IP route, show interfaces, default gateway for a host. Is only used when the host wants to send a packet to a device on other network. Connect a router to a LAN. In this packet tracer, you will use various show commands to view the state of various parts of the router. Build a switch and router network. Skills integration challenge. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Wait lang. Hope you like my video. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you will be updated on my other videos that will be uploaded. Bye guys!